With Goku and Vegeta failing against Cell, the hope of the universe would end up being Gohan, and what they had to do is learn from the mistakes of their predecessors. When it comes to Goku learning stage 2 and stage 3 of Super Saiyan, the upgraded forms from the original, he figured that out really quickly, but he also figured out that they were not effective in battle, which is why Goku had to discover secrets about his own body and his own biology to really figure out how to become the best possible warrior to face off against the then recently perfected Cell. And thus he had to discover what is known as Super Saiyan Full Power, Super Saiyajin Furu Power, but in the guidebooks is referred to as Super Saiyan Grade 4, which would be the key to having a balanced body and mind. And on this edition of the Transformation Guide, we're going to go right into Full Power Super Saiyan and how it works. So like I said in the intro, there's tons of fan names for this. Master Super Saiyan, Complete Super Saiyan. Daizenshu 2 was the first time this actually got the official name of Super Saiyan Full Power. That was in Daizenshu 2 because in the manga, it's never really called Super Saiyan Full Power. And it talks about in Daizenshu 2 that Goku's aura, while the Super Saiyan power is drawn to its limits, is very different. Now, there's no indication that Goku or Gohan are in their maximum power. And obviously we find out when the fight begins with Cell that neither one, especially Gohan, was close to their absolute max. And there's always room to improve with this transformation. So basically what happens is, in the Room of Spirit and Time, Goku figures out that stage 2 and stage 3, the ascended ultra forms, the ones that Vegeta and Trunks used against Cell and failed, are powerful upgrades to Super Saiyan, but they're not effective in combat, especially not against Perfect Cell, who is not only very strong, but also very smart because he has the cells of a lot of the Z fighters. So Goku decides that they must work on getting rid of that instability, that restless feeling, and essentially taking the transformation of Super Saiyan and making it their normal sort of base form, transitioning that form into a new base form. So what happens is Goku and Gohan both leave the Room of Spirit and Time as Super Saiyans, and Vegeta and everybody else is stunned as to how strong and how unique they look here. And Vegeta says they look like Super Saiyans, but I don't feel any energy. It's like their natural state. Super Saiyan Full Power becomes Goku and Gohan's natural state in the days leading up to the Cell games, with the idea behind this being that if Goku and Gohan can make this their base form, then they can power up from there. So they're kind of going to be in this form calmly, peacefully, as if it's everyday life, which we see a lot more in the anime and the manga. The filler episodes in the anime really did a great job of illustrating their struggles, but also how calm and peaceful they were and how relaxed and natural it felt to be in this full power Super Saiyan form. It is more of a state of being, kind of like Ultra Instinct, but it is one that took a lot of really intense mental and physical training to master, because not even Vegeta or Trunks had figured this out at this time. So it's a very interesting direction to take their power. In the manga chapter following Goku and Gohan leaving the Room of Spirit and Time, we hear other characters discussing this new power that Goku and Gohan have tapped into. We know that it takes a great deal to stay in Super Saiyan. We know that, and we saw how Goku in Super Saiyan against Android 19 sped up his heart virus. It actually attacked him during that time, probably because he was straining his body. Vegeta pretty much realizes that in this power, they can minimize the strain on their bodies during battle, and that it is indeed the best combat state. So Vegeta once again gets outsmarted by Goku. Now, these events take place, if you want to reference it, in Dragon Ball manga chapter 390 and Dragon Ball Z episode 168. So as we build up to the Cell games, everything seems pretty peaceful, although Goku and Gohan do struggle suppressing their power. Once the Cell games begin, we see Goku fighting Cell, powering up, and he proves to be in this full power form stronger than anybody Cell's ever faced. Vegeta, Trunks, Goku has outdone them all, but even then, he is not strong enough to defeat Cell. Goku himself tells Gohan when Gohan asks him, "Were you going all out?" And Goku says, "I was, but I'm not sure Cell was." And then when Gohan starts to fight Cell, we quickly find out that Cell was indeed not going all out, And then we discover shortly after that Goku sort of had an idea that Gohan had a secret power inside of him, but he knew the only way to achieve the level beyond Super Saiyan, the true version of Super Saiyan above Super Saiyan, is to master full power, make it their natural state, and then sort of make Super Saiyan 2, as it would be called later on, the true power and true potential of a Saiyan. Goku realized that Gohan had dormant power in the Room of Spirit and Time, and that he would probably be the first one to achieve it once triggered properly, and that's exactly what happened in the series. But Goku later on would also turn into a Super Saiyan 2, as we found out later on. He figured it out in the other world after the end of the Cell games when he died. So what disadvantages does this form have? Well, the answer is none. Really, in combat, it doesn't really have any real handicaps. We see Goku fighting at full speed, full strength, doing ki blasts, performing at a very high level in this state. And best of all, he is not draining and he is not sucking out energy as he fights like Trunks and the others did when they fought Cell. Specifically Trunks, so he was really losing power very fast. It really is the most effective way to do combat before Super Saiyan 2. And Toriyama would somewhat reiterate this in a Psycho Jump interview from 2014, where he talks about Goku realizing that mastering his normal state and Super Saiyan would raise his level more and sap less energy and less ki than Super Saiyan 2 or even Super Saiyan 3. So again, that's an older interview, and we've seen Super Saiyan 2 and 3 pop up in Super since then. Maybe that's an anime only thing, but we really didn't see much of this form after the Cell games. Now, what makes this form aesthetically differently, and I never noticed this until years after I had first seen it back in the day, is that Goku and Gohan's hair is a lighter tone of yellow. It's almost white in a way, which represents peace and tranquility. It's not quite white, sort of like Zamasu, and it's not quite yellow. It's somewhere in between. And I've always found that to be a very interesting take on this Super Saiyan Grade 4. Now, that does it for this video. What's next? Well, I thought we'd take a detour and look at Dragon Ball Z Movie 8 and Broly and the legendary Super Saiyan form, which is an actual transformation according to the guidebooks. So we're going to talk about that in the next video of this series, the transformation guide. I will see you then.